Hi everyone, good afternoon. It's Monday afternoon and I'm here with the Monday Musings. I'm getting a little bit late start on it today, but that's okay. I'm getting ready to retire in 2 weeks and I'm slowly starting to unwind. So I wanted to show you this. This is I get emails from Graphics 45 blog every day, and occasionally there's some instruction sheets on that blog. And so this is one of them that just came this week, and here's a large picture of it so you can see it in more detail. And here's my rendition of it. Some of the things I didn't have, but I made do. So this is using the Place in Time paper crafting, the paper, I'm reading from it. This is the Graphic 45 Place in Time 8x8 stack, and I used this to make 2 calendars last Christmas for my mother and former mother-in-law, and I used like everything except a couple of pages in here. And I also had to buy one more 8x8 pad. I got a couple of cut up pages left for something that I needed that I didn't have 2 of, so I still have this 8x8 pad that has a lot of stuff in it. At the moment it's out of stock at our distributors, but I don't think that it's discontinued yet, but you might want to hurry and get some if you don't have some. But what I would like to do today is, I like to use up my scraps and stuff, so that's kind of what I was doing with this. And it has a pull-out tag like that. So, and it's a birthday card, and it's supposed to be there. How does your garden grow? And I didn't have the Graphic 45 tag, so I just used this Essential craft tag. You could also cut your own tag from chipboard or whatever you want to cut it from using this die, if you have this die. So, you can kind of substitute. And I cut off that tag just a little bit too. It's just a little bit longer than what I wanted it to be. So I thought maybe I would make another one with you, and this one uses the August paper, but so I thought I would make one with you using the September paper. Let me put this back in. Okay, so I've cut my cardstock. I have black piece of cardstock. Now let me look on my instructions and make sure that I tell you the exact right measurements. So this black cardstock I cut to 11 by 4.5, and I used an 8 by 8.5 by 11 paper, so I got 2 of them out of this. So this came out of the same sheet of cardstock, so you can get 2. And then I scored it at 5.5. And then I'm going to fold it on that score. Let's go this way so I see the score. Well, I thought I scored it, but maybe I didn't score that one too well. But it's my bone folder, and I'm just going to go ahead and crease that. Then I learned the hard way that if I assemble this and then try to cut this out, that it's a little bit too thick. So I'm going to go ahead and use my... It says to use a 1 3/8 punch, but I happen to have a 1.5 inch punch. So you just want to eyeball it and cut a half circle. And I have to turn it over and lay it down and get that. And see, it's even the double sheet is a little bit too thick, so let's try that again. Just got to kind of work with it, and I'm eyeballing it. That's pretty close to the center. And then I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to put it up close to me real quick out of the camera range so that I can... Well, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to take the guard off so that I can see, because I can't see the black paper through the guard. Now I can see it. And line it up. and cut my second half circle. So, hey, not too bad, not too bad. So, and then I'm going to do the same thing with my gold sheet of paper, and I'm going to use this black edge to help me see where to put it so that they line up. And then the same thing with the green. You want to make sure that your papers are lined up correctly. Okay, so we've got that part done. Next thing we're going to do is adhere these pieces. Now the gold sheet of paper that I got, I think I need to trim that a little closer. I'm going to go ahead and do that real quickly. The gold piece of paper that I got was from my stash, and it's a basil and it's a Swiss dot, but on, most of that dot is covered, so you can either use the dimensional side, or I turned it over where it's a little flatter on the other side. But I'm just going to go ahead and trim this down a little bit. Now, I think I'm going to trim it down a little bit, but my paper cutter may have other ideas. Okay, now let's see if that fits better. I want just a little bit of black showing. It's better, but I think I'm going to go just a tiny bit thinner. Just cutting fractions of an inch off here. So we want just about maybe 1/8 of an inch showing on each side. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to take this paper out of the way. Okay, that's much better. Much better. I'm going to sand this edge just a little bit, because it's just a little bit rough. Okay, and then I'm going to use some adhesive. You can use any adhesive you like. I'm going to put this down. And you want this edge to match, so that can help you. And let's see if we need to trim the green down. Yes, we do. Okay. Let's trim that down a little too. I think that the reason I'm having to do a little bit of trimming is because when I used my 8.5 by 11 sheet, I think I cut one side. When I cut the first one out, I cut it a little bit wide, so we're doing some adjusting now. Okay, just a little bit off the bottom edge and we'll have it. Paper trimmer is old and it likes to get snagged. Okay, here we go. And I'll adhere this. Okay, now we want to take our tag and place it inside and then add your adhesive to the edges And you're doing this so that you know just how much room you have to get that, to make that tag able to slide in and out. And I've got this a little bit off the edge, so I'm just going to tip it up. And then adhere your tag. And adhere your back to your front, and then you have your pocket. Now I have some trimming right there to do. Just to get that extra adhesive off. Okay. There we go. And then I'm taking Tim Holtz Black Soot Distress Ink, and I'm just going to hit those edges. Okay. And you can hit them a little bit on this side if you like. I didn't do it with the other card, but I kind of thought that I would like to. Okay, just a little, not a whole lot. Okay, so now we have that. Now I took this image from the September page in Place and Time, and I'm going to edge it with the Black Soot Distress Ink. Getting a little bit of it on the front. And then I'm going to crinkle these edges just a little bit and mess them up. Okay, and then I'm going to put some adhesive on the back. And I'm going to place this in the center. And I think I'm going to come up a little bit left of center. And this one, I'm making this one a birthday card. And I'm taking the piece from, let me show you where that came from. It came from the cut apart page in the Place and Time, and came from right up here. And as you can see, I used several things out of here. So I'm going to take this black ink again and get the edges with it. Now you could use walnut stain or something like that besides black, but since black is what was used on the first card I made, I just decided to continue with black. But if you used a nice dark brown, that would be really nice too, especially on the tag. So, and I may go ahead and use the brown on the tag. So then I'm going to mount this by using some foam back tape. And I had, here it is, and I cut it in half lengthwise because it's too wide for this piece. And it's nice because all I had to do was use the other half of the one I used on this. And I'm going to place that. Let's see, let's put it up about here. And I'm going to pull it off to this side. And you can put any sentiment you want there. You can stamp your own, or you can cut one of them out. And then I cut this circle out of one of the pieces from, well, it was a postcard image, and it had this on the side, and I think I've already tossed it in my trash. But I cut this out using my punch because I didn't really have a jelly label or anything like that to use for this section. So I just kind of looked around at what I had and decided that would do for it. Here it is. There, I cut it out of this postcard piece right there. So I'm just going to go ahead and edge this. You know, the more I think about this, the more I think I'd like the brown on it better, but since I already started in black, I kind of have to stick with what I started with. So I'm going to put some dimensional adhesive on here. I think what I'd like to do is put 4 pieces on there so that it's pretty secure. these off. And I'm going to mount this over here in this corner. So now we have the outside of our pocket done. Let's work on the tag a little bit. And for this tag, I think I'm going to go ahead and switch my ink to brown, so I'm going to grab that. Okay, I'm going to go with Gathered Twigs. Okay, put this on a little better. Alright, so I'm going to ink around the edges of my tag. But one thing I want to do also is I may want to cut the bottom of that off again, so I may have to re-ink the edge. So then, first thing we're going to do with this is we're going to put this, oops, let's go this way. I'm going to put this on this tag, and I want to kind of make it kind of pretty close to the top. So I'll go ahead and put some adhesive on the tag. It's easier to put it on the tag than to figure out where it needs to go. Well, maybe I'm out. Not. Okay, alright, so let's go ahead and put this on here. And then I'm going to turn it over and trim it. Now I'd kind of like to have a border, and this is too short, so let's go back and see what kind of border we have available to us. That could work, but we kind of got a school thing going there. Let's find my September. Now this September border could work. So let's cut that out. And I'll adhere that just right with the September in the center. If I can get some adhesive that works. Some adhesive that I know how to operate. That would probably be the solution. Okay. And I'm going to center that September. I'm going to kind of put it down here. And then I'll trim the edges off. It's a little difficult being left-handed sometimes in a right-handed world. Okay, and yes, I realize I have some adhesive issues going on still. There we go. Okay, so let's place that in here and see how it looks, what's showing. Okay, I think that looks good. Just enough. And no, man, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and trim off some of this edge. And I likely should do it with my trimmer so that I can make sure that it's straight. just about the same amount that I trimmed off of the other one. I believe that the Graphic 45 tags are a little bit shorter and wider. Okay, so I did that. And let's stick it back in there again. Now also, you know, using brown on this tag, you could also we could also have used brown as our pocket paper instead of black for a nice autumn color. I'm thinking about these things a little too late, huh? Okay, and then that September just kind of shows through there, so that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to take it back out, and I cut a tag out that said Sunshine and Smiles and Sunshine. I've got some twine with red on it, with dark red on it, so I'll cut some of that. I punched a hole in it with my hole puncher in the tag. Well, let's go ahead and ink around the edges of this also. Okay. And we want to tie this tag. But before I do that, I want to do something with that, this hole. So I took my Tim Holtz reinforcers, and I started looking through here to see if I could find something that would match, and I did find something for the other tag. So just something, you know, kind of the same color family, because it didn't really show a whole lot. So I think I'm going to go ahead and use this one. You know, you have these things sitting around and you don't use them very often. So, you know, sometimes I'm just looking for an excuse to use things. So that'll work. And then I'll just ink around that a little bit. And then I'm going to put my tags through. Well, it'd be nice if I tied that tag onto the front of it, wouldn't it? And got a runner. Okay, so get this done. I seem to be all thumbs today. And I think I'm going to knot that just to make sure it doesn't walk away. Okay, there. So we've got that. And then have a couple more things to put on here. So here's a Thinking of You that I cut from the Place and Time Cut Apart page. I'm going to ink that. Yeah, I'm liking this brown a whole lot better than the black for this card. And going to, let's see, see if I can manage to work this correctly. This way. See, now I've got all this extra stuff here because I'm using it backwards. Might find a way to fix that after I get off camera. Yay. Okay, I'm just going to put that right across there. And then I have one more thing. Now this kind of seems too big now. It seems like a little bit too busy. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. On our other tag, you know, there was a little stamp down here, but I didn't have any for September. Well, it has it, but I didn't want to use it, so I thought I'd cut out, I'd grab something from my French Market, and I thought I liked it, but now I realize it's just too big and too bulky. So let me go back to pages here. I don't want the stamps that say August, so can't use that. Let me see. I think I have another September page. I do, and it's got stamps, and it's kind of, yeah, okay, we'll use that. It has the school days kind of thing on it, but it does say September, so I'm going to go with that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut through these and see which one I want to use. You can use decorative scissors that have like a stamp edge. The closest I have is a decal edge, and I used it on the first one, and I didn't really care for it, so I'm not going to use it on this one. So, let's see. Let's just go with the first one. And I'll put some adhesive on it, maybe. I know you love watching me struggle with this adhesive. I never did figure out which side was the right side up to use it. And so, yay. Okay, now I broke it. So, that I'm now getting adhesive. Worry about that later. So I'm going to stick it right there. Okay, so that finishes our tag. And I'll use this for something else later. Okay. So, and then I want to take some ribbon and get all this junk out of the way. We used black ribbon on the other one, but I have these. So, I think I want to use this one that has a little smaller design on it. And I need about 12 inches. And I had a ruler sitting here at one point. And it's gone. So I'll grab another one. Okay. Angle the edges. And we're going to stick it through the hole. And you can tie a bow if you're good at bows. I'm not so good at bows, but I'll try. All thumbs day. Okay. So there we sort of have a bow, sort of, maybe. And my tag came out. Okay. Try and put that back on. There we go. Got it. I'm probably going to take some of my gathered twigs and put some brown on here over top of that black. And there's a lot of mistakes that can be overcome. Okay. And we'll slide this down in here, and there's our pocket birthday card out of our My Place in Time stack from Graphic 45 leftovers. So, there's 2 birthday cards. Thanks for joining me on Monday, and I hope you have a really good week. Bye.